Hiranyakashipu. And this story, you will find in India, is ingrained in the brain of every child in India. Even the ones who are not so religious anymore, that story they know. It's so important. I mean, and you must think, in the south of India especially, Lord Nrsingadev is highly venered and worshipped. But all the way to the Himalayas, to Vrindavan, all the way to Navadvip, to Nrsingsapalli, everywhere you find Lord Nrsingadev. In particular, in the city of Jagannath Puri, where the famous Jagannath temple is, there is a temple of Lord Nrsingadev right next outside the Gambhira. No, sorry, not the Gambhira. The temple of Vrindavan, representation of Vrindavan, Gundicha. Next to the Gundicha Mandir. It's a very old temple, an old deity, and very lovely atmosphere. And you find other temples in the same state around. Some Nrsinga temples are on the top of mountains, some of them in caves. And even now you can find a Nrsinga cave in Peru. There's also, of course, that one we installed there, but that was a beautiful pastime. But the point is that this Lord Nrsingadev is so enchanting to the heart, because on one side he's all might, and on the other side he's all sweetness. So all might, when a lion becomes sweet, that's a very unique type of a thing, because lions, you don't expect them to be that sweet. But when the lion Nrsingadeva finally takes Prahlad on his lap and licks his face with his loving concern of his well-being, and the conversation ensues between Prahlad and Nrsingadev, which is there in the Srimad Bhagavatam. In none else of the divine scriptures than the Srimad Bhagavatam, you find the description of Nrsingadev. It's really part of the original Vedic tune. The Vedic message of love is just there in the form of Sri Nrsingadev. Nrsingadev also, he is always ready to give blessings to those in need. So therefore, devotees are quite keen to keep his picture. And it says, when you're attacked by ghosts, keep a picture of Lord Nrsingadev, and they run away. So there's many type of applications as well, where Lord Nrsingadev's presence is being invoked, even today. And since you consider that this is an appearance of the Lord of thousands, maybe millions of years ago, you start wondering, what is the history of humanity? When did this start? When this all manifested? And you will find out that our dear scientists and historians, they know nothing about humanity. It is so surprising. I just read the other day that some people actually think that human civilization comes from a lake in Africa. I mean, it's stupid. I mean, it's unbelievable the amount of stupidities which you can find in this world. And the amount of speculation. What goes by the name of science, it's a laughing stock. Even in India, sorry, not in India, in Argentina, the hidden archaeology reveals that there's human remains in the layers of excavation of 2 million years ago in this planet. Human remains, evidence that there were human beings living in Argentina. Now, I'm not saying that Argentina is the origin of all countries in the world. Maybe some Argentine would like that. But these guys say that a lake in Africa has produced the origin of humanity. I mean, they're just so abstract. And they simply say these things to make a big show, to show off what they speculate. There's no evidence to it. Millions of years ago, Lord Nishingadev came here. Millions of years ago, demons used to rule this world. This is a long time, a long history. And if you go into the Vedic scriptures, you hear about Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga. Only the Kali Yuga has a duration of 432,000 years. And then the next one twice, and then thrice and fourth. So these Yuga description, and that is only a day of Brahma has 100 Divya Yugas. If you go by the time calculation of the Vedas, well, you have to change the panorama. Now, on the other side, the calculation of time of the Vedas goes all the way to the lava and smaller time periods, fractions of a second. You know, we all proud now that we found the Higgs. Who knows what's the Higgs?
The God particle?
Yes, the God particle. They found it in Gran Sasso in Italy, in a many billion dollar test tube machine to make particles move fastly. I don't know what the heck they're doing, except pocketing money. That's them do for sure. But so they found the Higgs. And you don't know about Higgs?
I don't know.
You do. So I was happy to introduce the Higgs principle. You know, it's a divine particle according to science. No? But anyhow, the thing is, the Higgs principle or the Higgs particle, that has nothing to do with life. Life is not visible in the mechanical sense. You see, we have three types of intelligence. We have the rational intelligence, the emotional intelligence, the spiritual intelligence. And each of them are independent. There are people that have a very high rational intelligence. But when it comes to having a nice family, they don't know how to handle it, and they're a big disaster. When it comes to speaking or understanding about divine, they cannot understand anything. They cannot relate to it. They think like, oh, Stephen Hawking, in all honor, this old speculator. Finally, death defeated him. He said, there's nothing higher in the reality beyond this reality than what human mind can imagine. I mean, this is an audacity to say that. When you cannot see anything, you don't know anything in the cosmic situation. You don't know the soul, you don't know the history. How can you make such an audacious claim? I mean, he's a historical person, you know. He just, I think 2 days ago, he left the world, no? And he made many outrageous statements. He's the one who said, I can explain the universe, everything perfectly except the first few seconds. Oh yes, very interesting. So now you can write and sell many books with that, you know. But what are the first few seconds? It's like the principle of rational self-defense versus love. Give this. You want to attack me? I immediately go in defense. I want to save you. Immediately I give up all defense and go to defend that person. How do you explain that? How a person who is in the self-defense moves into the motion of giving up his own security, risking his own life very frequently, simply to save somebody else. Without being paid for it or anything like that, simply because of the sake of what he feels. I may beg you to come a little closer because we have a little problem, too many people coming, and then we don't find a place. You stay there, you stay here. You can also come to my sides here. So, anyway, I wasn't going to talk about Stephen Hawking, but he just came to my mind, and I mean, he's such a lovely guy, you know, when you saw him on his machine and sincerely defying God. who are you to defy God? Even if you're a billionaire, even if you own half of this world, you cannot defy your father and mother principle. The divine principle which is underlying. And we, talking today about Nishingadev. Nishingadev is that divine principle manifest in such a fantastic form as half man, half lion. And funnily, he's the deity of Gothenburg. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
You didn't know. There's a castle. There's on top is a lion with a sword.
Yeah, that I've seen.
And who's that? Huh? So Goethe is God. It's a city of God, and there's the lion with the sword. It's God Nishingadev. You know, the Sami, please correct me, help me. The Samis, they called God Rajanath and his beloved eternal associate Rajika. Is that right? Pronounced?
Yeah.
The Samis. You know, these Samis, these people from Sweden and Scandinavia who went all over Russia, they worship the Lord, the divine couple, with the same name as our Radhanath and Radhika in Vrindavan. Now, don't ask me how that happens, because I just don't know. But I think it's pretty far out. And I think that means Lord Krishna has taken over Scandinavia a long time before we ever thought about it. He was already here, he was known, he was worshipped, and he had many secrets to share. But when and how? Lord Nishingadev is here. And this is his city. So we are celebrating him in his city today. Nishingadev. Actually, there's a day in the year, it's called Nishinga Chaturdasi, which is not today. And but that time, we worship the appearance of Lord Nishingadev. Can you imagine? His birthday is still being celebrated. Millions of years after, they celebrate his birthday in India. It's in the Vedic calendar. Nishinga Chaturdasi. It is very, very well explained what was the exact astronomical moment when he appeared. The Vedas, there's something else. Stephen Hawking, why did you never read the Vedas? That's my question. One time a guy went to Lucas, Spielberg, Lucas, these two guys, no? These movie makers, no? Wonder what he went to Lucas, says, why don't you make a movie about the Bhagavatam? The Bhagavatam is such an amazing story. It gives these stories of Lord Nishingadev. Lucas answered, I know one day you guys were going to come to me to speak about that. That's what his answer was. But I have no interest to glorify this. Who knows what agenda he has? Judaic Christian motivations, I don't know. They're always looking for special stories. They invent the most horrible things. The American movie industry's invention of monsters and powerful people, it is so disgusting. Unbelievably stupid and disgusting. More weapons, more muscles, more iron, more... And then everybody... If you want to really see a powerful agency, then look at Lord Nishingadev. He is the power personified. And he is love personified at the same time. All these monsters, they have no love. This is a complete nonsense. Even though there's justice in this world, and even though there's chastisement in this world, above that is forgiving and love. So what do you want to connect to? What is the future? What is your personal ambition? Mahahari, it's you. Do you want to associate with justice, or you want to associate with love and forgiveness? And that is exactly what our spiritual teacher told us, that we are approaching the world of mercy. We are nobody, you know. We're just simply a simple begging monks. And what do we beg for? We beg for mercy and we beg for love. We are not saying that we are the ones who know everything. We are not the ones who say that we know everything better than everybody else. And we also don't say that we can save anybody. But we can say that we are begging for love. So that is a Tridanti Bhikkhu. That's the meaning of this. Tridanti Bhikkhu. This is a Tridanda. And when you go around as a beggar of love, you're holding as a staff the Tridanda. The Tridanda represents the three Purusha avatars. Purusha avatars are the magics, the greatest miracle expansions of the Lord. They appear as Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, Karunadakashayi Vishnu, Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, and Kshirudakashayi Vishnu. Of that, the last one, we know most about it because he is the Lord in our heart. He is the Paramatma. Kshirudakashayi Vishnu is Paramatma. The Karunadakashayi Vishnu is the origin of this cosmic creation. And the Garbhodakashayi Vishnu is the Vishnu who permeates each and every universe, and he's like the Lord and Master of Svetadvip. So, but the Danda, the Tridanda, means that body, mind, and words should be dedicated to them, and you, or in the case of the sannyasi, he is the Jiva. This is the extra part in the Danda where you take shelter. So as a beggar of love, you are begging on behalf of our Creator and the one who is maintaining us. You see, it's a kind of a thing, you know. My father flipped out when he heard that I was going to become a beggar. He said, "What do you mean? I gave you education, I gave you everything. Now you become a beggar? What is this?" Yeah, I said, "Because, you know, I don't want to work for any company and be part of the world destruction and just be part of this distribution of lies. I wanted to work for some truthful, sensible existence in front of my Creator." So it was hard for him to understand that I was going to be a beggar of love. But you see, a beggar of love, he's in a very fortunate position in this world because he has a lot of time. That's why I have the time to come and visit you and spend some time with all of you. Because a beggar of love, I don't beg on my behalf. I beg on your behalf, on the Lord's behalf, on the creation's behalf. I beg you all to be devotees, to be beautiful, to be dedicated, to be selfless, to be revolutionary, to be love servants. I beg you to be somebody, really. I mean, my begging is a very substantial begging. I don't come here to get a few pennies from you. Come on, you know. You know, do you think anybody cares about your stupid pennies and euros and rupees and all that? That's the silliest thing in the world. When we come here, we're begging here for the real thing, for you, and for you to be there on the spot when you're needed. Not just hanging around watching your Facebook, how many likes you got, for any of your silly things. No, we're begging for you to be with us in the struggle for love distribution, serving, guardianship, the real thing. Anyhow, I went a little bit overboard. I just wanted to say that my guru told me to be a beggar, because he told me, when you're a beggar, then people will react to you in a very strange way. They will either say, "Sorry, don't bother me," or they will say, "Tell me more. What is this? Why are you a beggar?" I remember when I used to go out in Belgium on Sankirtan. Sankirtan means to go and distribute the books of your spiritual master and invite the people to participate. I used to go to the Belgian doors in the small towns and villages. And when they saw me, they said, "Who are you?" I said, "I'm a monk." They said, "You are a monk? What is that? And you're coming to my door?" "Yes, I'm coming here." "And what does it mean you're a monk?" "Oh, you know, we don't eat meat." "What? You don't eat meat?" They say, "Hey, Father, come over. There's a guy here who don't eat meat." Huh? So they came up, "What is this?" They said, "What else?" "Oh, we also don't drink alcohol." No, forget it. Not drinking alcohol? You must be out of your mind. This is what we celebrate in Europe. At any given opportunity, we get drunk. Just as we came here, we met a lovely drunk there. He was a little apologetic for being so drunk. Otherwise, I would have brought him here today, no? But anyhow, he was saying, "Oh, what are you doing here?" I said, "I'm going to give a class, you know. I'm going to Nima Huset." Anyhow, so then they were like so astonished. And then they said, "Yeah, and what does it mean? What does it do? You have a wife?" "No," I say, "we don't have illicit sex life." "You don't have a sex life?" They called everybody from the house. I got the whole family. They're looking at me like you're the most strangest animal in the zoo they ever seen. They say, "He's a monk." And so it was so wonderful. I tell you, to be a beggar of love, there's nothing more than it. I did that in Sweden. I went all over the houses in this country. Unfortunately, my Swedish was not good enough, so I could only give like a broken explanation that I wanted them to have a book of Prabhupada. But like, when you can tell the people, they say, "This is too much." So a beggar of love is a servant. That's what I mean to say. He's a servant of the people. He's doing the most important service. He's coming with much more important than somebody who can fix your pipes, somebody can fix your roof, somebody can do some other menial service or professional service, you know, like a nuclear physician or physicist or anything. No, a beggar of love is actually attending to the need of the day. He's the psychologer of the heart, because he's really caring for your constitutional well-being. And he is a doctor because he understands that you are identified with this material body, and that is a type of madness. Anybody who thinks I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm Indian, I'm Swedish, I'm this, I'm that, it's a type of a madness. It's totally distorted mentality. You're not this. You're something very elevated, and you think you're something very mundane and temporary. No doubt that you're going to be in confusion and problems with that limited consciousness. So Prabhupada came to wake us up, my Guru Dev Srila Prabhupada. He came and he awoken us with this message: you are not this body, you are spirit, soul. The body is just a lump of flesh destined to grow old. So you have to wake up to the reality that you are a soul. And that soul is not a product of matter, Mr. Hawking. No, 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 and no again. So you studied the matter and couldn't figure out the first few seconds. Great. Because the first few seconds, is like when you ignite a fire, no? Ignite the fire, then you withdraw the fire, and then somebody says, "Oh, there's a fire burn." That's true, but that fire didn't come to burn by itself. Somebody ignited it. So when life ignites this matter, the incompatible, apparently, situation of matter and spirit becomes compatible by divine ignition. And that divine ignition is for a divine purpose. That is the all in all of existence, which is you're ignited to learn how to love. You're ignited to start your journey back home. Plus, you're eternal. You're just on the next chapter of your long back home. So, coming back to Nishingadev. Nishingadev is our deity. He's our Lord. He's our beloved. And we want to render our homage to him. That we do by accepting him as Bhaktaram Yakyatapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Suridam Sarvabhutanam Gyatmamam Chantim Richati. You know that shloka? You remember?
I don't remember what I heard.
Translation, no?
He's all of creation and is everywhere, he's seen everywhere.
Nah. He says, Bhaktaram, I'm the enjoyer of everything. Of all efforts anybody does. Yagya tapasam. Of all tapasya, anything, I am the rightful enjoyer. Boy, this is really revolutionary. That means for all those enjoyers, they're fake. Everybody going to the discotheque, they're fake enjoyers. Everybody going to the Liseberg, fake enjoyers. Everybody is saying, I'm the enjoyer of anybody, you're fake. You're an imposter. Imposter, you say?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
It's not, you're not. You cannot receive and you cannot reciprocate either. Because as an enjoyer, you should enjoy. But we never enjoy. We take, and never enjoy. We always want more, and we are never satisfied, and we want to change. I give you the worst of all examples. It's a little bit below the belt, but it's actually, you see sex life. Sex life is an enticing thing, plus it's a creative invention of the Lord himself for giving us the power of reproducing ourselves. So far, so good. But what happens when you want to enjoy sex life? What happens when you want to become the enjoyer of sex life? Then it becomes like a burning fire inside which is never satisfied. So then after enjoying it some time, you find, no, this is not enough. Maybe I should try another person. And then that's not enough. And then, I tried another person. Maybe I should try several persons at the same time. You've heard that, no? Group sex and things like that, no? And then that's not enough. Well, maybe I have to try it with the same sex. And then that's not enough. Then it becomes pedophile sex. Then it becomes sex with animals. And finally it becomes sex crime violation. Well, already pedophile is criminal, but it becomes like murder, rape and murder. And what's all behind it? Lust. So, we can't just brush that away. All the babies aborted in the world, we can't just brush them away as a side effect of civilization. We have to think about it. Hey, what's happening with us? This is because we are fake enjoyers. We are not meant to enjoy. We are meant to be enjoyed. That is yoga. That is the secret of yoga. You're meant to be enjoyed. Hey, who is daring to tell me that he can enjoy me? Yeah, that you don't know, no? That you don't know who can enjoy you. But you better find out. Because the one who is maintaining you, he's the rightful enjoyer of you as well. And what does it mean he's the enjoyer of myself? Well, he knows better than you. He knows what that means, that he's the enjoyer of you. He knows what he wants to enjoy. Like in the case of the monk, he wants to enjoy that we go out and beg. Well, that's what he wants. If he wanted me to sell cars, I could also sell cars, but my guru didn't tell me. He said, go out and beg everybody to chant Hare Krishna and become a vegetarian. I can beg you. Please be a vegetarian. What more you need? Shall I fall on my knees so that you become a vegetarian? No problem. Shall I touch your feet that you become a vegetarian? I can do anything so that you stop eating, my brothers and sisters. I wouldn't mind. I am not too proud for that. So, that's my spiritual master told me, going back to the people, that they do something good for themselves and good for others. But coming back to the Bhaktaram Yagya Tapasa. The man is always doing austerities, especially the snowboarders and people like that, you know. You know that they fly through the air without being a bird, without wings. They just fly. And they think they're really doing something great, you know. Unless they fall wrong, then they all smashed up, no? But that's tapasya. To be a snowboarder or a ski jumper or to anything, or a motorbike, you know, when they drive the motorbikes almost hanging on the road, you know. And then another one comes on the other side, pew, the guy flies with the motorcycle there. What is that? That is tapasya. Amazing tapasya people do. I could give you another few million examples, but I'm just giving you a little gist. People do so much tapasya to enjoy, but they're not the rightful enjoyers. Therefore, they're not happy. That's why the millionaire is not happy with 1 million. He needs 2 million. With 2 million, he's not happy. He wants 3 million. Then finally he says, but there's billionaires and I'm just a millionaire. Poor guy, no? Some people kill themselves in the economical crash because they lost a few millions and they just were left with a few millions. So that life is not worth living anymore. I mean, money, sex and money is just something that drives you mad. It just drives you further and further and further and further, and there is no back. There's no relief to it. So therefore, it's very evident that we are not the enjoyers. We are not the rightful enjoyers. It's not our position. Otherwise you would say, I got this, and I'm 100% happy, and I'm enjoying it like anything, then there's nothing more I need except this. Have you ever found somebody like that? You know, the guy got a Ferrari, and is that envious because his neighbor got a Lamborghini. It was maybe worth 3 times more than his Ferrari. So he cannot bear it. So then he has to suffer because he doesn't have a Lamborghini. Now, if you think this is just my imagination, then you haven't researched yourself in this issue. We are that envious people. We're in a that envious world. We all want to enjoy everything to the maximum degree, and we are not able to do it. Every attempt we try fails. But we are so obnoxiously stupid that we don't want to recognize it. And we say, try the next time. Try another one. Try this one. Oh, this didn't work. Now let's try that one. I'll be the enjoyer next time. Just wait, just wait. Now I only have 2 houses. Tomorrow I have 5. And he shows his paper. Look, I just signed it. I'm the owner of this building. Next moment he's dead, and his children come like vultures. Where's the paper? Where's the paper? Let me take it. Just yesterday I was in Berlin. There was one guy. He was the eldest son of the family. He went to Germany. He made a big effort. Sent all the money he made to India. And India, he paid for the study of his brothers. They all become professionals and everything. And he was crying to me. His mother died, and the 3 brothers he brought up, they all jumped on him to try to take the property, not give him anything. Became like a big mess for just some money struggle. And I'm sure you have similar stories to tell like this somewhere in your life. So, enjoy properties. This is misery, my friend. This is assured misery. And if you think I'm wrong, then let's go on with the shloka. Bhaktaram yagya tapasam. Then Krishna says, Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. Besides that, I am the controller of everything. It's not that you are the rightful enjoyer. You are also not the controller. Now, what is the controller issue? The controller issue in this world is the might. And the might is represented by, first it starts with martial arts. I can knock out your teeth before you know it. Then it becomes the weapons. I arm myself. Then it becomes the bodyguard. You know, these guys who have these bodyguards. These black people with weapons around them. Then you have a private army. And then if that wasn't enough, well, then you join the army. And you're part of the army. So the might of this world. This is Swedish technology.
Yes, at its finest.
I'm very surprised. Here they invented the Volvo.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Okay. So the issue of the might, you can actually control anything. You can make sure that something will happen tomorrow or day after tomorrow. You have no control whatsoever. You cannot control whether your hair grows or doesn't grow. You cannot control whether your tummy is going to have a good diarrhea or a constipation. You cannot control anything. It is all somewhere else decided in another condition. You are simply subjected to the rules and regulations of maybe 1 billion laws. Krishna Sarva Shaktiman. You want a chair, right? Come on, get a chair. Sarva Shaktiman. You want Janmadyasya Yataha. He is the owner of all Shaktis. He's the beginning, he's the middle, and the end. Everything is there in him. So if you understand that you are not the controller, then what the heck you do about that? Just be like the monkey, shut your eyes, What you do? If you're not the controller, you better find out who is the controller. That is a reasonable proposal. Is there a controller? Are you the controller? Krishna says, no, you're not. I am the controller. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. He's not only the controller of little affairs in Gothenburg, he's the controller of everything going on in all the lokas, in all the constellations, in all the universes. He's the one in charge. Now you may say, hey, who spoke this? The one who spoke the Bhagavad Gita, he is a very, very great liar. We should immediately accuse him of being the biggest liar in history. How can anybody dare to say, I am the controller of all planets? I mean, either he's God or he's the greatest of all liars. That is why I'm saying you have to find out who's the controller. You have to find out. Why? Because you are being controlled. If you don't find out who controls you, then you have no chance to mend it up with him. You can't make it up with him. You cannot get your benefit for your very own being. Because you're being controlled by somebody and you're ignoring that person, that power, or whatever you want to call it. You're ignoring him. You never say Hare Bol. You never say Hare Krishna. You never say thank you. You never say you're above me. No, you never give an arctic to him. You don't give a damn to him. You simply say, I'm the controller. I got my gun. I got my bodyguard. I got my this. I got the power in this world. So, Krishna's very, very, very clear when he says that I am the rightful enjoyer and I'm the true controller. So as a materialist, at that point you may say, oh my Lord, you're too much. You take everything away from me. First you tell me I can't enjoy. Now you tell me I can't control anything. So you tell me I'm finished. You tell me simply my life, everything, my ambitions, my desires, everything I came here for, my envy, everything is useless. Now you want to just discard me like that? Then Krishna says, Sarvaluka Maheshwara, Suridam, everybody, Sarvabhutanam, I am the friend of everybody. Gyatva Shantim Richati. If you accept that, immediately you can have peace of mind. Everybody's talking about peace now. Going vacation in a country, finally getting your pension to have peace. Everybody's overthinking the peace, the peace, the peace. Where's the peace? It says, Yatvamam Shantim Richati. Immediately you have peace. But what he says, Suridam Sarvabhutanam, is most essential of all declarations. What does it say? I am the friend of yours. What the heck do you bother that somebody is the enjoyer and the controller if he's your friend? If you're the friend with the big boss, then why do you worry about anything? You know the big boss has your welfare included in his plan. You don't have to be anxious or anything. You simply have to say, I love it. I love you. We have no more chairs for my friend. Huh? You don't want to sit?
No.
Really? You're comfortable like this? Or there's no more chair? So, that is the whole Bhagavad Gita message. I am the friend of everyone. He is the friend of everyone. Krishna's the friend of everyone. Nishinga's the friend of everyone. So you stop worrying. But you have to draw the conclusion. The conclusion is that if he's the friend and he's the controller and he's the enjoyer, let me try to make him enjoy. Let me try to become an instrument of his love. He is the friend of everyone. That is so fantastic. If he's the friend of everybody, maybe he wants me to act on his behalf. Because, friendship is something very beautiful. We're always looking for friends, don't we? Everywhere we go. Any friend here? Oh, I know him. Maharaj, good to meet you. Huh? He's a friend. We're always looking for our friends everywhere. And the more friends we have, the more secure we feel, the better we feel. Why we are so eager to have friends? Because Krishna is the friend of everyone. If you're Krishna's, then you have to become also the friend of everyone. At least you can't be against anyone. So what does it mean to become the friend of everyone? It means you become the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the friend of everyone. Krishna is the friend of everyone, and his devotees, they are the friend of the friend. In other words, because I appreciate the friend of everyone, therefore I must love you and respect you because you're part of his. You're part of his wonderful creation. That is the reasoning I am applying. If you want to be the friend or the servant or submissive to the friend of everyone, so you have to do things in the favor of everyone. Agreed? Can you reason with me? You want to be submissive to the friend of everyone. You can't do anything against the interest of anyone. Is that okay? Approved?
Yes.
Good. Thank you. You see, we are running on the same mental system. It's not strange because we're all brothers and sisters anyway, so why should we have different opinions on axiomatic truths? And there's a welfare. You're just like everybody gets a food. Who's giving you the food? Is the government giving you the food? It's nature who's giving you the food. Mother Nature kindly gives us food and water and earth and everything. And who's nature? Nature is Krishna's her divine feminine energy. It's our mother. Nature is such a mother, my God. Why don't we recognize her motherly qualities and we just step on her like we are the big bulldozer family and we can just squeeze everything to the ground, scratch everybody away and just establish ourselves as a great might? I mean, we have done a great job of cementing this world. It's admirable how much of that beautiful land is now cemented over. Because your cars need a good place to run. No, but you see, Mother Nature is just a good. Hey Archie, where's my magazine? What? Here it is. This is my magazine for you today. It's called the United Nations of the Spirit. This is a revelation about how to take care of Mother Nature. It is a revelation of the ancient people, of the ancient tribes. They have broken their silence of 500 years colonialism in the Americas, in Abya Yala, and have spoken to the world their message of concern for Mother Earth. And that is coinciding 100% with the message of my spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. So I was very lucky to join them in their declaration. And that's why we brought this in English format recently. Now it has become a worldwide invitation to the United Nations of the Spirit. We don't have many magazines here now, but you can look at it later and you can connect to it. You can load it down from the internet too. It's a PDF format available on the website of the United Nations of the Spirit. And there you can find out there are people who you have, sorry, not you, your predecessors or the colonial countries of Europe have simply given hate and death and persecution to them all around the world, and now they're answering us with love. I mean, that's something, you know. You better pay attention to that. That those we have mistreated to the maximum degree are sending a message, an invitation of love to us. I mean, it should make you curious. I don't know how much and how deep you think or how much you reflect upon things. But to me, it was a breakthrough in my heart. And it only took 4 years ago. It's not something which happened like in the beginning of my monk career. It happened 4 years ago when I met these people and I heard this invitation. This is too much. You come to invite us to work together with you for our mother? Oh, come on, you guys. This is a kiva. This is a temple of the heart of Mother Earth. And that was held when the United Nations of the Spirit were proclaimed on the 12/12/2015. And this will come again in a very short time in the World Union for the Protection of the Holy Rivers of Mother Water. Mother Ganga, Mother Saraswati, Mother Yamuna. And it will appear in India. The Kiva will appear in India in the Kumbh Mela 2019, where the ancient tribes people of all of the world will join with India's rishis and yogis of the Kumbh Mela to celebrate the United Nations of the Spirit in the heart of the Kumbh Mela. Kumbh Mela is a very old spiritual ceremony of people coming together from all sides imaginable. You don't know where the 40, 60 million people come from all sides to be in the Kumbh Mela. It is being recognized as one of the World Heritage events. Anyway, this is going on. Just wanted you to know. This guy can show you, can read, you can find out where to load it down or to get it from Archie. She has some, Brahma has some. He just came back from India. But now let's come back to our real point, which is the friend of all. You see that there's a friend of all is not abstract. Mother Nature is more than a friend of us. She's our mother. She's caring mother for each and every one. You may be as beautiful or as simple who you are, but you are all her children. And he's looking after you from the day you were born until today and until you die, and then further on more. So it's about time to come to your senses and to understand, hey, mother, what is it which you wish to see from my side? What is the performance I should contribute that the world will be a pleasant place, a pleasant manifestation of this grace, which I am longing for. We all long for grace. No, grace is something, we talk about a grace period, no? But we want that eternal grace period. We want that forgivingness, this totally emancipation into the world of love, being excluded from the discriminative, prejudice world of whatever injustice you may have experienced so far. So therefore, most beloved friends here in Gothenburg, it is my great pleasure to invite you to the United Nations of the Spirit, to invite you to the Nimahusit, which is the spirit of the United Nations of the Spirit. Since it was started, this was always a place, Vasudeva and Brahma, we were always thinking about how to do things for our Mother Nature. This was our motive, our guideline. And somehow or other that has attracted Sivananda, and he also came, and Mahari, and all together we are trying our best to awaken the environmental loving spirit towards Mother Nature in doing something extraordinary here. We haven't had much success now. We haven't been invited to town hall, not even the first time. All these obnoxious politicians were always talking about doing good to the world. They could never discover that they Nima who sit there and some far out guys. They are ready to do something for society and teach us a different view. Because the colonialistic thinking view is just a bunch of shit in the head. And as long as you have that shit in the head, you will not be able to see with love anybody. And you see the animals just for eating, and you see the other people in the world just for making money at their costs of the whatever, you know. This is the truth, you know. And they have not discovered our service. We are not important. Don't think that I'm the guy who's so proud. I say, oh, I know it. No, I am delivering here the message of the Supreme Controller, Supreme Enjoyer, and Supreme Friend of all. And his message is of substantial importance for all of Sweden, for all of Gothenburg. But they can't figure it out. We are not hiding. We are hanging our posters in the window. We're going out and distributing. We are chanting in public. We are saying, come and talk to us. We want to talk to you. It doesn't matter, Minister of Education or whoever you are. We have a lot to say to all of you, because on our behalf, there is a representation which is simply for the welfare of humanity. And this is not fantasy. And if you know what I'm saying is true, then you'll start practicing Krishna consciousness from now on, and you'll take it to heart, and you grow into your spiritual life so that you will be a happy agent of this. There's nothing to lose, but all to gain. I tell you that. But now, before we're going to continue in discussing this matter and getting your feedback, getting your questions and answers, I want to chant for you the song of Lord Nrsingadev, the song for this city of Gothenburg, the deity of the city. Let's chant it a little bit longer. Fatal. One pair. Kashipu was king, and evil one was he. He bargained with Lord Brahma for immortality. Lord Brahma said to him, even I must die myself. Any other boon you ask, I will guarantee. Not to die in the day, not to die in the night, not to die by animal, not to die by man, to die on the land, die on the sea. He wanted to live eternally. Prahlad, the boy devotee, son of the evil, his father's pride and joy was he, until he heard him sing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. took Prahlad back to the school where he put all the children to chant. Don't spoil your life with politics. Don't tell me that you can. Chanting, chanting, chanting in the name of the Lord. Oh, chanting, chanting, chanting in the name of the Lord. Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Stop this! Who told you to chant like this here? They took Prahlad back to the king and threw him at his feet. He spoils our school with Krishna's name. We cannot handle him. Chanting, chanting, chanting in the name of the Lord. Oh, chanting, chanting, chanting in the name of the Lord. This chanting made the king so mad. He wanted to kill his son. But Prahlad kept chanting Krishna's name, so it could not be done. He threw him to demons. He boiled him in oil. He threw him to wind and rain. But Prahlad kept chanting Krishna's name, so it went all in vain. Chanting, chanting, chanting the name of the Lord. Oh, chanting, chanting, chanting the name of the Lord. Where did you get your power from as the angry king? Your father from the supreme Lord, to whom all power belongs. I am the supreme, you stupid boy. Tell me where he is. Is he also in this column? Yes, Father, it's all this. Hiranyakashipu then yelled, Prahlad is your God here. Struck the column with his fist, Chanting, chanting, chanting the name of the Lord. Oh, chanting, chanting, chanting the name of the Lord. He was half man, half lion, and fought the angry king. And when twilight appeared, he finished with all his sins. It was not by day, was not by night, it was not by animal, it was not by man, was not on land, it was not on sea. He was killed by supreme personality. Chanting, chanting the name of the Lord. Oh, chanting, chanting, chanting the Nishinga Bhagwan ki
Jai.
Bhakta Prahlad ki
Jai.
So this fills you a little bit in with that story. What really happened there. But that's history, my friend. That story is told to everybody who knows about Hinduism, about the world's oldest religion in the world. When the people started searching out where they came from, the sincere seekers, they found the answers from the rishis, from the Shabda rishis. And in their meditation, it was revealed to them what is truth, called Veda. Now that truth has been revealed in other places to other people as well. But such a scientific exposition as it has found in the Indian subcontinent, in the Vedic culture, has not been equaled around the world. Of course, truth is truth, and truth doesn't compete with truth. Truth simply serves as truth, and everybody who is being served by truth is truly fortunate. So Nishingadev is that divine truth, and what this song really stands for is that we are all meant to chant. Chanting, chanting, chanting the names of the Lord. This is the real final conclusion of all the prayers. When you chant the name of the Lord, then all the negativity will disappear. So begging, a beggar of love is actually a beggar for people in this world to chant. Harinama, 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 eva kevalum kalau nasteva, 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 gati anyata. Whether in Malmö or in Gothenburg or in Stockholm, whether in Germany or in Syria or in Afghanistan, always chant. Chant the names of the Lord and ask for service. Chanting is not a lip service. It is not a mechanical repetition without a meaning. Chanting is the deep call for divine service. And whoever calls deep from his heart for this divine service, he will be amply rewarded with phenomenal amounts of services imaginable. If you don't believe me, ask Vasudeva, or ask Brahma, ask Archie, ask Sivananda. They will tell you how much seva they have, how much need they have that you help also. So it's not theory for us here. It's very, very true. Here we have a very special guest today, Mansarova, and his wife. He has come here from Colombia. He's a doctor of Ayurveda, who is one of the founding members of the University of Ancient Wisdom. And he has come here to share with us, also to visit the European Yatra. The Martin, he's there in the back, his wife. And they have dedicated their life so much to the deep knowledge of the scriptures and the ancient tribes in South America, and this is very wonderful that they're here with us today, and that they can give us their company these days as we are moving about. So I want you to have the chance, and you can meet them later and talk to them. Their English is not that good, so you better get an interpreter along with you. But main thing is that they're here. Welcome. Hare Krishna. So they also represent very important projects in the jungles of the natives, the Arhuacos, the people of the Kogis, Kanguamos, Wivas, and also the Senus, the Senu people in their region where they had the clinic. Now they have a yoga center there, and also in the heart of the Senu community, a piece of land was given to us given to us next to an amazing, beautiful, mystical waterfall to have a permaculture healing herb farm established. So such wonderful things have taken place. We cannot even imagine how to describe them appropriately. So, but even that is accessible to you if you want to go and do some volunteering somewhere and want to be a pioneer in the jungles of the most magic undertakings of the University of Ancient Wisdom. The University of Ancient Wisdom is that undertaking or that effort which is concerned with restoring the balance between matter and spirit and the human beings in that way, which they are so, let's say, off the track. They are like out of this, the harmonious circuit, the holistic way of living that we actually belong to, and thus they have become very diseased. So by his knowledge of Ayurveda and by his knowledge of the ancient tribes and all that, we are actually creating that balance again. I mean, creating the balance is an individual thing. You know, you have to create your balance, and you have to create the balance in your family and in your community. It just cannot, we just make a photocopy of it and apply it. No, it's much deeper than that. You really have to say, okay, now what is to be done? Well, learn your ways. And also welcoming very specially today our star musician, artist of all kind, Manashiksha, that he has come again from Umeå down to here on this occasion. That is such a wonderful thing. She's always been our dearest member in our community, Manashiksha, but she had quite some struggle with some physical problems, disease called invading diseases, but she's such a soldier of heart that Krishna came to her rescue and brings her back here to be with us. So it's a very wonderful, a big applause to Manashiksha. I don't know if I can ask her to sing us a song, but that's if she actually can do that. It feels like that I see the guitar is sitting there, but
These are her creations.
oh, all these drawings are Manashikshas? You mean you brought a whole gallery here? Congratulations, this yantra, mandalas, meditation circles. Thank you very much. Another applause for this.
Also a new book. She published a new book of poetry
In Swedish?
in English and Swedish.
Wow, let me have that book. Wow. You cannot imagine that she, coming from such a journey of difficulties, is coming here full of creativity. I think Manashiksha is somewhat of a divine manifestation of example for anybody who is suffering. You can send them all to me, I'll sell them on the spot. Let me do a little Sankirtan here for you. This is Days of My Life, poems, photos, and paintings. This is an amazing collection. Please give them all. How much people should give for this?
250.
250 for the English, 298 for the Swedish.
Mm-hmm.
English is cheaper.
Yes, because it's less pages. I don't charge anything for profit. This is only for the printing.
Okay. So here we go. Let me have them. Who is going to take an English one?
I've already bought that one.
You already have
We
one.
already brought those.
Okay, here, Subal. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Fantastic. I love to do a little Sankirtan here. So, oh, they're heavy. They're chrome. More English version, please.
Thank you.
Yes, we will come around and get the donation. Who else like to have taken? please.
Those who have ordered first.
Huh?
Those who have ordered first.
Yes, we ordered Swedish one.
Yes, I'm selling the ones I have. I cannot. I have both English and Swedish here. Daga ilivit. Oh, that's you already ordered. How many?
Only one.
Only one.
Well, I will bring also to the Mela some.
Okay.
3 in English.
3 in English. Is that all you brought?
Yes. I
Okay.
cannot pay in advance so much.
Okay, they're special books. Who else? We are having 2 more English.
I'm getting orders here already.
Oh, you're getting orders online. Who else? Please. Please. You can give the Lakshmi to Archie. Anybody. Last in English.
But the Swedish for Annette.
Last in English. That's for you. Yes, you have to take it to South America. I agree. Now we have 3 more in Swedish. Here you go. This is one. You want Swedish? Okay. So I have another one in English and one in Swedish. Rajani, Swedish?
Yes, please.
Then
Okay.
you have English.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Hey, I'm out of copies. One more? And what about my copy?
This is yours.
Okay, you keep that, otherwise I sell it also.
It's English.
Later I'll take that. Okay, so wonderful congratulations for this. So now you can make more.
In case you want more, then you just let me know, and you can.
He already is having more orders here.
I have also this wish.
Can you imagine? Manashiksha was fighting cancer, operations, hospitals, hardly able to do anything, chemotherapy, and at the same time she's launching an art exhibition, a new book. Unbelievable. You also want to sing a song for us? No. But because Manashiksha is a production of 2 beautiful CDs, absolutely beautiful CDs she has produced for us in the past. And they're still available here, so please. Huh?
3 actually. 3.
Oh yes, the Gurudeva Tulanandas. Okay. Now time for your questions. Now it's time for conversation. You know, I had a monologue that went quite long. It's time for your feedback. Questions, answers. Now I can also sit down. Actually, I was going to read to you from a special book called Garga Sangita, but we'll do that in these days. But today, I just had to say a few things like this. So who's going to break the ice with the first question? That's you.
You are saying Krishna controls everything. The blade of grass can't move without his will. But sometimes I'm totally confused between. Sometimes Krishna says it's your will. It's up to you. What the last verse of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells Arjuna, whatever I said, it's up to you. So in a sense, somewhere he says he's controller, and sometimes we say it's our will. So like it's totally confusion. Sometimes if I'm doing something bad,
It's not confusion. I will simply tell you, isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful that he controls everything and still he lets you do what you want to do? You better figure it out what that means. That is exactly the magic. It's called the magic of love. Without that magic, our existence would be roboter-like.
If somebody
Do you aspire to be a robber?
But
No,
if somebody
why not?
If somebody is following a wrong path, would you say that it's because of Krishna is following a wrong path, or would you say that it's his will?
You don't worry about others' paths, you worry about your path.
So, okay, if I'm doing something not in the line of the religious practices,
Then he will teach you better.
so I would take
He will,
that as
he will teach you a better. Definitely, he will not ignore your mistaken condition. He will come and somehow or other intervene on your behalf and on the behalf of all those who you love and he loves.
And the other question
You see, this type of question is a constitutional question. Is it or is it not? To be or not to be, that is the question. That stuff. But to serve or not to serve, that is the question. Are you going to serve him or not? If you want to serve yourself, then you experience the variety of his creative capacity. And if you want to serve him, you experience his love in boundless ways. And he's always going to hide behind the curtain of apparent uncertainty, because uncertainty is necessary to love. When you get married, can you guarantee that you will be a good husband or a good wife? But when the person says, yes, okay, I marry you, then you are taking it for granted that they'll try their best. Right? So God also has us invited to his divine companionship. But he's not wanting you to be for granted or him to be for granted. It must develop as a true, natural, loving relationship. And you see, we can see lots of misery. Right now, Syria, then before Iraq, before Afghanistan, before Yemen. All these miseries are there. They are tiny miseries in comparison to the misery we give to the animals in our slaughterhouse. Our animals in our slaughterhouse having a far worse conditioning, permanent conditioning, than what we are experiencing as human beings, even though we are sometimes hard hit. But still we don't want to learn. So then somehow the Lord has to show us war, tension, earthquakes, all these things. Maybe one day we're going to wake up. Because life, the divine life which we have, even in the conditional phase, it's just marvelous. Universal management and harmony is marvelous. We're going to challenge that. Next. Archie.
I have a question. You were speaking about a little bit. You mentioned this about the European colonial history, and in Sweden, very much this has been the talk for a few years. And so my question is a little bit, as a white European, how much of shame should we carry for history, and what can we do about it?
Yeah, I'm also feeling so ashamed. Just a few weeks ago I heard, I never knew that the Germans, when they attacked Russia, with their military might, they took 900,000 Russian soldiers, POY, prisoners of war. Now POY, there's international conventions how POYs are supposed to be treated. But the Germans, they were so ignorant, so racist, that they thought they can do with them whatever they like. And they left 900,000 Russians dying in the winter for starvation. They didn't give them any food. I tell you, when I heard that, I was so touched and so embarrassed. Because my father, he was a POY in Africa. He fell into the hands of the British. And they fed him for 5 years and trained him up, and he learned English and all kinds of things. So I said, how can I belong to such a horrible people who would simply leave to die 900,000 people? I mean, that's history. It's not an invention, you know. So the same thing with the colonialistic thinking, such a horrible thing, what our forefathers did, you know. Now, how much shameful we should be. I don't think that shame does really do too good, but it's at least a starting point for being improved. And so when we are joining the World Conscious Pact and the United Nations of the Spirit, we have a commitment. We have an indebtedness to this. We must further this. We must sponsor it. We must give it to the world in a proper proportion, because it is the only true opposition against ignorance and exploitation. Sudarshani can understand that he's a revolutionary. We cannot say silent and everything's okay for me. But we have to get the depth. And the depth is found in the United Nations of the Spirit. There's depth. The true depths of becoming guardians. And the natives, they're not coming with vengeance and they're not coming with hate. They're coming with solidarity and love to work together. So personally, I think as human beings, we have a great commitment in this way. And I'm very proud of my spiritual master who trained me up to be solidary, fighter, beggar for love for everybody in this world. He never told me you only work on behalf of this group or that group, and no. He never said that. He said we are working for the welfare and the benefit of every living being here in the world. And he was like Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. He was the personification of the unique love family which God has given to us. So in this way we should work hard. We shouldn't just, oh yes, I believe in that. No, we should be that. That's my opinion. Not even all my God brothers agree with this. Some people say, oh, you just chant Hare Krishna and don't worry about anything else. But I think we should chant Hare Krishna and worry about everything else. Because everything else may be important to you or it may be important to others. No, you shouldn't worry about those things you can't change. There we follow St. Francis. We shouldn't beat all our energy around the bush for something. Nothing is accomplished. But then again, Krishna says duty or duty, and I am the one who is taking care whether there will be some reward. Find that verse, Brahma. Mat phaleshu kadachana. Mat karma phalahetu. Find that verse in Gita, it's very important. So we have a right to do our duty, but we have no right to demand a result for it. So sometimes like this. But we have the great fortune that by Prabhupada's grace, we have a master plan. Krishna consciousness, a master plan. It's called Prasadam distribution, Harinam distribution, creating places of shelter in this world, and divine association. That is our master plan, right, Mahari? We are not speculating. This is what Prabhupada gave to us. And that is the master plan for all. Even what we are doing now, it's all for this master plan. We're distributing prashadam, we're distributing holy name, and we're giving places of shelter and good association. Next.
I have a question.
Go ahead, my friend.
How do you meditate on the personality of Mother Earth?
The personality of Mother Earth by gratefulness, number one, and by compassion, number two. She doesn't require any separate worship, but we worship her every day when we offer her to the Lord of Love. When we do the artik is Mother Earth is represented by aroma. So when we offer the incense stick to Mother Earth, that is the precise moment that we interact with her. When we do our obeisances to the Mother Earth, to the Lord, then we offer a touch of our head on her. This is another way of interacting with Mother Earth. So it's a very close relationship. And of course, there's more things like Bhumi Puja, worship of Mother Earth, especially for special days, like inauguration of a new place and things like that. Mother Earth is there. But Mother Earth is a devotee of the Lord. So therefore, whenever you glorify the Lord, she's automatically pleased. Go ahead.
Karmanyevadikaraste ma phalesu kadachana ma karma phalaheturbhur ma te sango svakarmani. You have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself to be the cause of the result of your activities, and never be attached to not doing your duty.
Krishna is so complete always, It's not only saying one little thing, he's immediately saying 10 things, And not this, and do this, and see it like this, and do it like this. Oh God, So therefore read it again, because with one reading we can't catch it. Lost it?
Yeah. You have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you're not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself to be the cause of the result of your activities, and never be attached to not doing your duty.
Mat karma. Follow it to
Karma nyevadikaras.
Mat karma evadikaraste. Mat. Write it down for me because I forgot the first line.
Yes.
Very, very important verse for understanding the Gita. Next question. Yes, my friend.
Somebody, we have a lot of plastic, that in our oceans, in our homes, in our streets, in our parks, in our forests. What should you do with all this plastic, especially the plastic that we already own?
The best thing to do is make roads. You can make good roads with this. It's a system of recycling which is very, very long period, long lasting. There are many other things you can do with it, which is perfect recycling. Takes a little effort, that's all. But never throw it out into the nature. That is a great offense to our own health and well-being. And try not to use it at all. Try to shun the use of plastic as much as you can. That we are already doing. as everything is also creation by God. So even plastic can be used at certain moment for the Lord's service. We have a lot of problem with that. I just made a school out of plastic. There's something in construction, it's called super adobe. It's a special type of making houses. So I utilized the super adobe technique, but I used all solid wastes. And I squeezed it together, and finally I covered it all by mud. Now I have a little schoolhouse, a bathroom, everything made in this way. It works. You can do tons of things with it. But the best thing is not to produce it to begin with. Next, please. How's Padma?
She's well. She's well. I have a question.
Yes.
Of all the avatars, why did Srila Prabhupada give us Nishingadev to worship when so many avatars were coming and killing demons and so many leelas? Why Nishingadev specifically?
We worship all of them in the Dash Avatar Stotram of Jayadeva Goswami, which we sing all the time throughout the year. All the avatars have been worshipped, Matsya, Kurma, Varaha. And there also, we celebrate their appearance days also. So it's, but Nishingadev has special popularity, anyhow, for whatever reason that may be so. Any other question? Now it's already 8. I think we want to invite you all for some prasad. Thank you so much for coming here tonight. And please accompany us these days we are here. It's a very delightful way to once again meet our Swedish congregation and devotees. It's really touching. I'm very sorry I cannot be much more of attention. We have had quite a few things going on there, but you're all in good hands because you all have Srila Prabhupada. Jai. Anybody has a private question, they can still come to me. Otherwise, let's have a little kirtan. Vrindavan Chanda, come on. He's our kirtaniya from Vrindavan. And he can train you up, making very nice kirtans. We can have maybe some seminar day here these days.
Krishna
Chandra Prabhu ki
Jai! Paramadvaiti ki Jai! Okay, everyone. Just a short notice before you go and explore the wonderful, delicious prasadam. Tomorrow there will be a morning program here at 8 o'clock in the morning. And also on Saturday we will have a big Saturday feast. So please come. And also we will have on Monday morning program here and an evening program here. And also on the weekends we will have morning program in Kripastan. So if you want to come, please contact me and I will give you the directions.
Tomorrow evening also?
Yes, 6 o'clock. Tomorrow here.
Okay.
But Sunday morning in Kripastan, and those who doesn't know how to get there, please take contact with me.
Saturday morning and Sunday morning in New York.
Yes, Princess, you understood.
What time?
8 in the morning.
I understand English.
Jag la din påse där så de inte tappar på. Jag tänkte jag var väldigt så här nära. Jag tar det som jag sträcker för sig. Jag såg det funka. Det kommer att ta mer det går ju nog
Annars finns det liksom inte så